I knew this wouldn't be weird, and you know what? I knew it that night you called.
Really?
Yes, that we could just chat like that after 10 years. That's true friendship, when a whole decade doesn't matter.
Huh. It's more than a decade, actually.
Is it? Let's see. Julian was a baby when we went to New York for Christmas. He's 13, so you're right.
That was a terrible day.
Oh, good. Can we say that now?
It was a terrible day, and it was all her idea.
You're crazy with your first kid. You think everybody has to meet the baby. And you know what? Not everybody does. Daddy's ex-girlfriend maybe didn't need to meet the baby.
And maybe not at Christmas.
I was an idiot. But look at us now. We're joking around like we're back in grad school, and it isn't weird.
It's weird, Gwen. Just embrace it.
Okay, Dawn told me not to say this because it will make things weird.
Don't say it.
I need to say we're proud of you.
Thank you.
I quit drinking.
You mentioned that.
I had a problem, and part of my recovery is, you know, expressing my feelings, not drinking them down. So I need to say, I feel very proud of your achievements.
Gwen, that means a lot to me.
Oh, babysitter. I'm gonna get them settled. Dawn, have her sign our books.
Yeah. She sort of gave up drinking and took up talking.
I can see that.
But she really means it. And I do too.
Do you?
Oh, are you kidding? When you were on TV that time, we made Julian watch.
Which time was that?
Oh, it was the late night show on cable. You know, the one where the comedian talks current events with a panel of mismatched experts.
Bill Maher.
Yeah, that one. When they introduced the panel, Julian was like, "Your friend is a senator?" We said no. And then he's like, "Your friend is a rapper?" I said, "No, she's the hot chick sitting between the senator and the rapper."
Yep, that's me. My credibility falls somewhere between senator and rapper.
What did he call you? The hot doomsday chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... You got the sexy scholar gig. We were proud as hell of you.
That makes me really happy, Dawn. Thanks.
I'm sorry to hear about your mom. She doing okay?
She's recovering.
So we have a problem with our babysitter.
What's that?
She has a black eye.
Oh shit, what happened?
Don't know, don't care. The problem is she's upstairs with our 3-year-old.
Then we can go.
She has a black eye.
You want me to find out what happened?
I don't care what happened. Dawn, we can't just say bye-bye to Devin like this is normal. Like someone punching out his babysitter is no big deal.
Let me see what's up.
Pay her and send her home.
Then we can't go to dinner.
Pay her and send her home. Did Dawn have you sign our books?
No.
Of course he didn't. Would you?
Sure. To Dawn and Gwen.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so there's backstory here. Generally, I do care about people's injuries.
What's the backstory?
Let's see, 12 years of backstory. Where do I begin? Dawn doesn't teach anymore.
You mentioned that.
He's some sort of disciplinary dean. Isn't that crazy? He deals with kids who are drinking and failing. And I mean, it's Don. What does he know better than drinking and failing? So all these irresponsible children just come through his office, and what he does, he hires the most intriguing cases to help me. So now I have a babysitter with a black eye and my lawn. Don hired some dopehead to mow it, and he never shows up.
Ooh, it's nice he tries to help them.
That's not why he does it. He just likes to surround himself with losers. Thanks. I guess the grass is always greener. It's like what you said, right? It's that 40-something thing where you start thinking about your life not lived.
When did I say that?
That night you called. You don't remember?
I was sort of drunk.
I know. We used to drink so much, the three of us.
We were young.
Dawn never really stopped. I guess you didn't either.
I drink pretty modestly, but since my mom's heart attack, I've been hitting it kind of hard. What else did I say that night?
Oh, you were hilarious. You just spat out all these needs like, I'm drunk and my mom's dying and I'm coming home and I need a job. She's not really dying, is she?
She had a heart attack. Both her sisters had heart attacks and died within a year, so I just feel like a clock started ticking.
Oh no.
Thank you. I know you're the one that got Dawn to give me this teaching gig.
Oh, please. He should get a promotion out of this. You're Miss New York Ivy League famous.
Well, it came together so fast. I just know you must have helped it along.
Because Dawn's so slow and lazy? Yeah, I nudged. But that's what I do for him. I'm the keeper of his to-do list.
September's so far away, I wish I would have asked to teach summer school.
Oh, well, tell Dawn, and I'll put it on his list. If I put it on his list, it will happen.
What else did I say that night? I'm not a blackout drunk. This was just special circumstances, my mother.
I know. You said you didn't want to be angry at us anymore. You forgave us.
That was generous of me.
Is she gone?
They're watching Bob the Builder.
Why is she still here?
Gwendolyn, I'm gonna tell you something about our little guy. You may not want to hear it.
I know what you're gonna say.
Julian, our older son, very sensitive soul. Our little guy, Devin, he's just not that way.
Stop.
The fact you don't want to face is that Devin hasn't noticed the girl has a black eye.
He hasn't said anything. That doesn't mean he hasn't noticed.
He hasn't noticed. He's a narcissist.
He's 3.
He's happy. And we have dinner reservations.
What's going to become of him if we let him think his insensitivity is okay?
What will become of him? All kinds of good things. He can be a billionaire CEO. He can be president.
It's not funny.
We can't all be empathic. Nothing would ever get done.
If we go to dinner, we are sending him a message that a girl with a black eye is no big deal.
So, you want to throw her out? You want to fire her?
Yes.
You want to teach him that battered women should be punished?
He has a point.
I said go ahead and pay her.
I just don't like kicking her when she's down. Her boyfriend's a dick.
It was her boyfriend?
No, but it's his fault. He put her in harm's way.
How did he do that?
No, he's a rich kid from California, thinks he's a filmmaker. They're over in Roxborough filming people in line for lottery tickets. I'll deal with him next week. Let's go eat.
Someone needs to tell Devin that a black eye is a bad thing.
Not me. He's got a lifetime to learn about human cruelty. Let him have his fucking magic years.
Okay, I'll talk to him.
We could make a run for it. Skip dinner, go to a bar, get hammered.
That sounds wonderful.
I saw your mother at the Stop and Shop. She looks pretty good for a lady who just had a heart attack.
She shouldn't be out shopping. That's partly why I came home.
You need any errands done. I got a teenager who will do them for next to nothing.
Your sensitive son?
Julian, yeah. Oh, he's 13 going on 35. You gotta meet him. He wants to be an actor.
Really?
Yeah, he sings, he dances. I'm hoping he changes his mind. We need these kids to bankroll our old age.
Sounds like you got a good shot at it with Devin.
Hope so. You want another beer?
I'm okay. But speaking of alcohol, I'm in the awkward position of not remembering everything I said when I called that night.
Oh, we were surprised as hell to get that call. Were you at a bar or something?
Yeah, right outside a bar, yeah.
Did you still have our number in your phone?
No, I had to call information.
You drunk dialed information. Well, isn't that something?
It's humiliating.
It's fantastic. You can memorize 10 digits drunk.
No, you just stay on the line while they connect the call.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it costs like $1.50. Dawn, don't fuck with me. I asked Gwen, and I can tell she's holding back.
Honey, I don't know. I was downstairs on the computer.
I have this feeling that I said something that might embarrass me.
If you did, I'd know about it. Gwen can't keep anything to herself.
So, I know we're all set for the fall, but do you have anything this summer?
What, like summer school?
I need something to do besides hang out with my mother and drink.
Well, summer's already registered, but Let me see if someone has a waiting list.
Thanks.
You drinking too much?
A little.
Sick mother gives you a pass.
Oh, I don't want to pass. I want to teach summer school.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Avery, my friend, what's the story? Are we going out or are we ordering in?
I don't know what you're doing, but I'm going home.
Let me pay you.
She already did. But she said before I go, I should meet you because you're famous and you write about what I do.
Babysitting?
Yeah, the babysitting is a side thing. I'm making a reality show with this guy I'm seeing.
That's how she got the eye.
Gwen says if I read your books, I'll break up with him and stop making the show.
That seems a lot to ask of my books.
Are those your books?
Yeah?
I'm gonna dig out the takeout menus. Sorry, Avery. She's the boss of me when it comes to kid rearing.
It's okay. What are your books about?
Well, the first one is about the politics of pornography within the woman's movement.
This one?
Yeah. It's a terrible, hard to explain title, which I regret.
Women Always Call Free. Pornography and the Corruption of American Feminism. You're right, that's a bad title.
You're too young to get it. One of the reasons it's a lousy title.
Women Always Call Free. What does that even mean?
Well, back in the dark ages, before internet, there used to be telephone sex lines. Men would call in and pay 30 cents a minute to talk dirty with women who were called phone sex workers.
Seriously?
Seriously. Why does that surprise you?
Well, it's just hard to imagine guys got off on that, you know? A voice.
Yeah, well, it does seem prehistoric post-internet. Now you just point and click to see full penetration.
I guess it's like there were silent movies and people went to them.
And before television, families gathered around the radio.
So intense. So the title, Women Always Call Free.
Yes, well, the phone sex lines were profitable, but a chunk of the profits went to paying the women. So eventually they tried phone sex lines without paid women answering the phones.
So who did the men talk to?
The idea was for both men and women to call in simultaneously. Then a computer puts them on the phone together. And the ads for these new sex lines said, "Women always call free," because they knew that women wouldn't pay to talk dirty to men. The men would pay, the women wouldn't. So they had to let them call free. You follow?
I know girls who would pay. Not a lot, but they'd pay.
Right. Your generation of women would. How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're half my age. The women of your generation have, let's say, reduced inhibitions.
You mean we're sluts?
Slut is not in my lexicon. I said you're disinhibited.
Do you think that's a bad thing?
I think it's a very mixed thing.
So, did it work? Did the women call free?
In comparatively small numbers.
Did you call?
Did I call?
You totally did. I mean, I would have too. What the fuck, right? If it's free. Hey, what's your other book about?
Well, that book, I was contracted to write about the prison abuse at Abu Ghraib. The idea that the form the abuse took was influenced by internet pornography.
You think it was?
Oh, I know that it was. So I was supposed to write about Abu Ghraib and porn, but the book turned into more generally about how certain kinds of sadistic media are going to destroy us.
That's heavy.
Very heavy.
So it's about internet porn?
It's about the rise of degradation as entertainment.
Cruel Appetites, Internet Pornography, September 11th, and the Rise of Degradation as Entertainment. Wow.
Reality television kind of takes a beating in there. It's probably why Gwen wanted you to read it.
So you blame September 11th for the rise of degradation as entertainment?
I think 9/11 and the internet was like the perfect storm.
God, that is so heavy. Can I borrow these?
They're Gwen's.
Oh, then I'm definitely taking them. Cool, it was nice to meet you.
So, she's up there, forcing him to sit through Charlotte's Web.
Well, if you're going to teach him about violence, might as well cover death too.
So, I have a proposal that involves you and me and whiskey.
I'm in.
again so I understand. It's the class you're teaching in the fall, but you're starting it now?
We're running it first as a summer seminar. Only 2 students, so I'm gonna hold the class here. Is that okay?
Oh, I don't mind. Do you have just a moment to go over my little list?
Uh-oh, the little list.
Now, I know you like an unscented soap. I think that's Ivory in your bathroom, and that does have some perfume.
Mama, I'll do the shopping run later.
If you just tell me what brand you buy, I'll go.
Mama, you just had a heart attack. You're not gonna run around chasing my favorite soap.
Kathy, just tell me.
No.
Well, I'm going out whether you like it or not because I know my coffee isn't hot enough.
It isn't hot enough?
You don't make your own coffee in New York. You buy it at a cafe and they have those big machines that make it piping hot. I can't get it that hot in my little machine.
It's summer, Mama. It doesn't have to be piping hot.
But I can tell you don't like it. Now, I could buy a percolator. The coffee will be very hot, but that's because it boils a little. Not everyone likes that.
I like you relaxing at home. That's what I like.
And I like making you happy.
At least wait until after class and I'll drive you.
I feel wonderful. I wish I hadn't told you what happened. If I'd known you'd react this way.
How did you think I would react?
I didn't think you'd leave your job and run home to me.
It's a sabbatical. I didn't quit.
You know, I was fine when my mother died. I was very briefly sad, and then it was like a great burden had lifted. You know what they say, your life begins when your mother dies.
Who says that? That's horrible.
Well, I heard it from my mother, but many people have said it.
See, you were fine when your mother died because she said terrible things like that. You have to take care of yourself. I'm not ready to live without you.
You're over 40.
Yes, but I didn't get married. So, you are my beloved. You are the person who cares about what kind of soap and coffee I like.
A husband wouldn't care about those things.
Great, thank you. There goes the fantasy of filling the void once you're gone.
I'm not going anytime soon. Why does Don take you out and leave his wife at home?
I told you, they just fired their babysitter.
Are you enjoying catching up?
Yes, very much. He's married to Gwen.
He was yours first, and she took him from you.
He was not taken, he went. I went to London and he married my roommate.
Well, he asked you to come home, and you said no.
You agreed it was the right decision.
You were young. I thought there would be other men, better men.
Oh, so what are you suggesting?
You look so happy when you go out with him.
Stop, they have children.
I'm just suggesting you keep an open mind. I'm not planning on dying soon, but if you think a man will make that easier for you, well, then it's not too soon to think about getting one.
Stop, I have to teach, and if you keep talking like this, I'll cry. Let's have our drinks at 5 like we always do. We can include the students.
Oh, good. I'll be like your servant. I'll poke my head in at 5 and take everyone's drink order. First, I'll get the door, though.
Gwen, and your babysitter.
My name's Avery.
Is this too weird?
You're my 2 students?
Dawn left her syllabus lying around and it completely blew me away. I'm gonna finish my degree. You've inspired me.
I was signed up for another class, but I read your books and I think you're incredibly cool.
And we're okay. I mean, I did fire her, but Dawn found her another job. This isn't gonna be a thing.
Wow, I won't lie, this is a little odd.
It feels odd now, but it's gonna be great.
Also, I mean, we're the only ones who signed up, so you can be weirded out, but no us, no class.
Did you both do the first day's reading?
Mm-hmm.
Then take your seats.
Catherine, Dawn, and I went to graduate school together. We'd hit the bars after class, pitchers and pitchers of beer, fierce intellectual battles. Catherine was deconstructing while Dawn was all about the privacy of the text. So they would fight. Dawn had a beard, and when he drank a lot, he would become Walt Whitman. He would like preach his poems. It sounds annoying, but it was really beautiful. People would gather around to watch.
Dawn's Whitman looked more like Charles Manson.
It did. Crazy eyes and all that hair.
Never underestimate a hairy man who's memorized poetry.
Oh, it was more than that. Dawn used to be a very inspiring teacher. It was a really rich time in our lives. I sometimes really miss it.
So, welcome to the fall of American civilization. When I heard that there was only 2 people, I thought, why not be informal? Hold class here. We can drink wine or beer or whatever.
Well, I don't drink, but
I drink.
I'm fine if other people drink. So fine.
Good. It's a 4 o'clock class, and 5 is when my mother and I have drinks. So that gives me enough time to hear why you took the course and what you're hoping to get out of it. Gwen's already said a little bit. So, Avery?
I'm Avery Willard, and I signed up because, well, you already know that.
You're making a reality television show with your boyfriend.
He's actually not my boyfriend.
They're exclusively hooking up.
No, we're hooking up exclusively.
Isn't that what I said?
No. Exclusively hooking up makes it sound like all we do is hook up, which it's not. We're starting a company together.
Tell her about the show.
The show is called Town and Gown, and it's Lucas and me interacting with townies.
It's you getting drunk and Lucas filming
The
it.
conceit of the show is that Lucas is behind the camera, and I'm this like agent provocateur who infiltrates various townie hangouts.
Skip to the part where you're stripping.
Jesus, you're obsessed. One night we met a stripper, and she was cool, so I went to work with her for a couple of weeks. We got an episode out of it, and it was really good for me emotionally.
Stripping was good for you emotionally?
I made 10 times what you paid me to babysit. And it was good for my body image and my relationship with my parents. I'm not their bitch anymore.
Avery, exactly how did you get punched?
The lottery line in Roxborough. See, I ask the provocative questions because Lucas says blue-collar guys don't hit girls.
Guess Lucas was wrong.
Oh, guess he wasn't. A girl hit me.
This prince she's hooking up exclusively with, he filmed it all.
That's what filmmakers do, Gwen. They film things. And right now he's interning in LA so we can sell our show and have an awesome future.
And what are you gonna do if he does sell it? Do you really want the world watching you strip and get beat up?
Gwen, you're gonna feel really stupid when this works out for me.
Okay, well, we'll get into reality television towards the end of our course. We'll get into raunch feminism before that, which I think will also be relevant to you.
What is raunch feminism?
It's the belief that women can empower themselves by embracing sexual behaviors that carry stigma from earlier generations. Things like stripping and sex without commitment.
Well, I definitely agree that stuff's empowering, but I don't personally identify as a feminist.
Exactly. Let's get to work. The course covers 6 units in 3 modules. Let's do this. Avery, you take the first module, which is gender roles and relationships. We're going to discuss that today. Are you ready to jump in?
Sure, why not?
Great. Then next week, yikes. Next week is cruel appetites. That's sadistic porn and torture horror. I'll take that. Which leaves... Gwen, why don't you take module 3? That is the death of privacy. That's reality television and social networking. Does that sound all right to everyone? Okay, let's get started. Avery?
You want me to like summarize the reading?
Yes, summarize. Insert your point of view.
Okay, so feminism started in the 60s.
Well, the period relevant to this course begins in the 60s,
Right,
but
there was like a first wave before that, but it's not interesting.
it isn't.
I mean, I'm glad it happened, of course. It put an end to women being owned like slaves, and, you know, we got the right to vote. It's just that none of it is controversial anymore, so what's there to talk about?
It was controversial at the time, of course.
Right, I know, but it's like discussing why people thought the earth was flat. It's not. They were wrong. We've moved on.
Fair enough.
Okay, so second wave is the 60s, and it's this, like, feminine mystique idea that Betty Friedan wrote about.
Great. What is the feminine mystique?
She basically said women have been sold a bill of goods that being a housewife and mom is fulfilling when it so totally is not.
That is not what Betty Friedan said.
Yeah, Avery, you want to take another stab at that?
Why?
Because Friedan's ideas are more nuanced than that, and the only other student in the class is a stay-at-home mom.
Okay, well, what I got is that it's a recipe for misery for women to find all of their happiness in husbands and kids. Because a husband can divorce you and kids grow up, so if all you do with your life is serve people who leave you, well then you are fucked.
Can I speak?
Avery, motherhood is not the only job a woman can age out of. I mean, arguably a mother is a mother forever, and a female tennis pro only has her job for a very few years.
Right, but then she can go on to coach or go on TV or sell sports drinks, you know? She can make a ton of money. Where do you go after being a housewife?
You are completely missing Friedan's point. The notion that a woman can only find fulfillment by being a wife and mother, that happens to be true for me, but that's not true for Catherine. Don't you see? What was revolutionary about Friedan was her assertion that all women do not fit one mold.
Right, but I'm sorry. Part of her argument is about how boring being a housewife is if you have like, a functioning brain.
That's in there. But I think the salient point is choice.
You aren't married and you don't have kids.
That's true, but not because I think being a wife and a mother is beneath me.
Okay, but can I just be totally frank here?
Okay?
I read your Wikipedia entry. You cannot tell me your achievements are not a way better destiny than like potty training or cutting the crust off bread.
I can tell you I'm not sure.
You just saying that because she's in the room?
No, it's the truth. My mother is going to die soon. And lately I've been thinking that wondering if there's some sort of wisdom in the natural order. Creating a new family to replace the one you lose.
You can still have a family. If that's a big regret for you, you can go back to work, I guess.
I am not complaining. I am not unfulfilled.
You will be, though. When Julian goes away to college, you're gonna have a humongous breakdown if you don't start planning now.
Okay, Avery.
No, there's some truth to that. Julian's my best buddy, and once a month we go to New York to see a show, and it's when I'm happiest. I don't know what my future looks like when he leaves home.
Want me to tell you? Julian's gonna move to New York, and he's gonna get a posse of gay friends who don't want his mom hanging around all the time. That's what's going to happen.
I know. It's gonna be really hard.
So, is the message that women are just fucked either way? You either have a career and you wind up lonely and sad, or you have a family and you wind up lonely and sad?
Maybe you have both and you wind up fulfilled.
I don't know anyone who has that.
I don't know if I want kids or not. I mean, I have thought about being a stay-at-home mom as just like a fuck you to the system.
How is being a stay-at-home mom a fuck you to the system?
Well, for starters, it would kill my parents. I've had about $1 million worth of education, so if I wind up in mommy and me class after all of that, their fucking heads will explode.
Do not have a child to rebel against your parents.
I know what I'm doing. I will do the career thing first, and then if I decide I want kids later on, I'll hire someone to take care of them. If you choose the right career and the right husband, you can afford to outsource the homemaker shit.
You think you can outsource homemaking?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you can. I think I'm supposed to be impartial because I'm the teacher, but I don't think you can.
If you have enough money, you can.
You can hire someone to cook your food and clean your house and babysit your kids, but I don't think you can pay someone to create a home for you.
Sure you can. It's called a decorator.
Let me phrase this differently. I think a woman, a person, has a finite amount of energy and creativity, and if all of that goes into your work, I hired a decorator and a cleaning lady, and my apartment just looks like a fancy hotel now. It's cold. You can't outsource nesting.
I think you can. It sounds like you just weren't communicating with your decorator. The point is, you can hire people to do your home, but you cannot hire people to do your career.
Let's agree that Betty Friedan was not about rejecting domesticity. She was about giving women a choice.
Okay, fine. Second wave feminism is about giving women equality with men. Equal wages, equal opportunities, but it was also about sex. There were hippies, and they taught women that it was okay to look at their vaginas. And then we got the birth control pill and legalized abortion.
Great! So you recognize that all of these things are major gains.
Oh, yeah. So until the 80s, all the feminists are on the same page. Then some of them started just like freaking out about pornography, and the women's movement splits over this.
What did you think about that split?
I think you can't be a feminist and be anti-porn.
Really?
Well, yeah. You can't say a woman is free to choose her own destiny, but add but to that, like, oh, you're free to choose your own destiny, unless it's sucking dick on film.
Oh my God!
What?
You're in a classroom!
What's wild to me is that the porn these women were freaking out about, it was like fucking Care Bears compared to what's on the internet right now. You know, reading this stuff really helped me understand your generation.
Well, we're not 70. There was porn, and you could get it, but there was a social shame around it, and you had to go through gatekeepers to get it, which carried risk.
Like, what kind of risk?
To go to a video store for porn, you risked running into your boss, your child's teacher.
You mean people look down on you just for watching porn?
Of course they did. And they should. That's gone now. Now porn is no big deal.
It is if you watch too much of it and never get laid for real. Then people think you're a loser.
Right. Because a guy of your generation who never gets laid would be a freak. Because girls today, you're easy.
But why is easy a bad thing, Gwen? What is the point of making sex difficult?
Because things that are easy have no value.
Avery, you haven't discussed Phyllis Schlafly. She has some thoughts on easy women.
Oh, I had to stop reading her. She pissed me off.
She offends a lot of people. She is a woman in opposition to the women's movement.
So why would you teach her?
Because I think it's important to hear both sides of a major issue. And I think she has some valid points.
I do too.
Where did you stop reading?
I highlighted the worst part. She was talking about the sad fate of the single career woman. Okay, here. Schlafly thought the destiny of the liberated woman was a cold, lonely apartment whose silence is only broken by the occasional visits of men who size her up as an easy mark for sexual favors for which they will never have to pay for nor assume responsibility.
Which part do you object to?
All of it? Why does she call it a sexual favor? She makes it sound like women don't like sex too.
Is it too early for the martini?
Not at all.
Well, I don't drink, but I can make drinks.
Oh, I've already made them. And I made a Shirley Temple for Gwen.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Mama, have your drink in here with us. We might need you.
Need me?
I want a tri-generational perspective on this one. We're reading Phyllis Schlafly.
Phyllis Schlafly from the 70s?
Yes.
Isn't she that beauty queen who advertised orange juice?
No, but you're very close. Anita Bryant advertised orange juice and opposed equality for gay people. Phyllis Schlafly opposed equality for women.
You experienced the women's movement. We want your perspective.
Oh, you know, I wasn't really aware. I know that's terrible. I was just very wrapped up in my little baby.
It would have started before Kathy was born, though.
What about the Equal Rights Amendment? Were you for or against?
I suppose I was for it.
You suppose? You don't remember?
Well, I married late. I'd waited so long to have my baby, you know. I only had eyes for her.
So, you don't remember Phyllis Schlafly opposing the ERA?
No. Why did she do that?
Well, she believed that an equal rights amendment would be the end of marriage, and the end of marriage would be the end of civilization.
Why would the ERA end marriage?
Well, her argument is that marriage and family aren't natural states for men. So, society has to force them into it. And to force them, she believed, you had to shame them. Tell them that women are the weaker sex and can't survive without them.
But why? If the women all have jobs too, they can take care of themselves.
In their cold, lonely apartments.
Is she saying if you have a career, men won't want to marry you?
Well, to be fair, these ideas didn't originate with her. Rousseau said the same thing in the 1700s. He said a man wouldn't marry for love, but he would marry for vanity. A woman that shrinks and swoons makes a man feel good, feel strong.
But it's all the same lie. Swooning, shaming. It's the same lie that we're weaker.
But I don't hear either of them saying that women are weaker. Are they saying that?
No.
So all they ask is that we create the appearance of weakness to inspire the men to take care.
Correct.
Well, I think they're right, and I don't think it's so terrible.
So relationships are just an exercise in manipulation and deceit?
Those are harsh words. Let's say they're an exercise in illusions.
I think it's fucked up and demeaning.
It's an idea we must seriously entertain. If for no other reason, then it persists over centuries. Just last year, my mother bought me a book advocating the old swoon and shame. It's called Love Smart, and it's by the contemporary philosopher, Dr. Phil.
If I had sent you Rousseau, would I have been met with less ridicule?
Yes, and I realize that isn't fair. They're saying the exact same thing.
I really can't believe I'm hearing this. You made me feel so stupid for giving you that book.
Maybe I'm just trying to learn from my mistakes.
What mistakes did you make? I mean, it seems like you're kind of bummed out you're not married with kids.
She is.
Have you tried internet dating?
Let's leave my existential despair for another time.
What do you mean existential? It sounds like you just want a family.
I say existential because, well, here goes my professorial neutrality. Being alone was never a problem until I had to face losing my mother.
You really have to stop this. I could live for years.
Why didn't you get married? I mean, shut me up if I'm out of line for asking.
No, it's okay. This is why I wanted to teach Schlafly, you know? I mean, I detest her. But lately, I've been thinking she has a point.
What is the point?
Schlafly's very clear that when a man and a woman come together, the man must lead and the woman must follow. Now, yes, that is an offensive term when you put it out there as a rule. But my middle-aged observation is that in a relationship between two people, you can't both go first.
It's true, Kathy.
Stop! You always encourage me to put myself first.
And I still do. If I were you, I'd stay single. There'd be no existential anything.
You think you're alone because you put your career first?
Why does someone have to come first? What's wrong with 50-50?
I think theoretically you can have 50-50, but on a practical geographic level, it's very hard to do. It becomes a matter of, you know, is the other person willing to sacrifice and follow?
And you were always leading, right? Because you're a superstar.
When the opportunities came, I took them.
Well, why wouldn't your men follow you?
Well, I guess that puts us back to Schlafly and Rousseau and Phil. Maybe men aren't hardwired to follow women.
My mother's second husband is. There are men who will follow you around. I'm just not personally attracted to them.
And why is that, do you think?
I want my guy to have a thing he's really fired up about, you know, like politics or movies or saving the planet. I want him to have a thing. I do not want to be the thing. You get it?
All right. Let's say your man has a passionate interest that isn't you.
That's ideal.
All right. Let's say it's oceanography. And you get a fabulous job in a landlocked state. Let's say Kansas.
No, it's not a fabulous job if it's in Kansas.
All right. Chicago then. You both can't have what you want. Let's say he's willing to put his oceanography on hold so you can take this job.
Well, if he's willing to give it up that easily, then he didn't care enough about it.
My point is that someone has to sacrifice. Feminism asserts, quite rightly, that women have the right to the same opportunities as men. What feminism has arguably left unfinished is how two empowered people are supposed to navigate all this fantastic equality. Why must we think of male sacrifice as unmanly? It's not as though there aren't models for it. I mean, there's Jesus.
No worthwhile man wants to depend on a woman. I'm sorry, that is what I think.
So, when a woman follows a man, she's supportive. But if a man follows a woman, he's a user?
Kathy, it's just how I was raised. It just doesn't seem natural to me.
Let's not romanticize sacrifice too much, and let's leave Jesus out of this. I mean, he's Jesus. He could rise again. For most of us, there is no rising after you sacrifice.
You feel like you sacrificed your career and now you're dead?
No, I wasn't a passionate academic like Kathy and Dawn. It didn't kill my soul to drop out. I dropped out. They finished. I didn't.
So, if your soul's okay, then what's the problem?
I didn't say I had a problem, Avery. I just don't think we should romanticize economic dependence. I can't teach with just an undergrad degree. I can't support my kids if I had to. Or if I wanted to.
Do you want to?
I don't think it's appropriate for me to say more.
It's appropriate.
Do you want another Shirley Temple?
Yeah, thanks.
You don't have to bare your soul just because I did. We can move on.
I was your babysitter, you know. I kind of know how your marriage works.
I was a huge drunk when I hooked up with Dawn. Dawn was Catherine's boyfriend and I stole him.
Nice.
I know. Dawn is always disputing I had an alcohol problem, but look at what I did. You wish you'd had a family. I wish I'd finished my degree. We have no money. We live this lie in this nice house. You can be poor when your kids are little. They don't need much. It's when they get older. We are barely managing Julian's private school tuition. If we try with Devin, it will break us. And the public schools here are bad. The plan was for Dawn to work hard, get a better job, preferably someplace with decent schools. He didn't even try. See, I'm sober, so this crisis is real to me in every moment. But Dawn, he drinks, he smokes pot, he's tranquilized 50% of the time, and it's kept him from bettering his life, our life. There, I said it.
What do you think you should have done?
What Catherine did. I mean, you deserve everything that you got, but Dawn, he is just as smart as you.
He is.
He could have written more books, gotten better jobs. Things really went downhill when he became a dean. It was a little bit more money for doing a lot less, and Dawn, he does not do well with free time.
I got sent to Dawn because I partied too hard and got put on academic probation. And then he read me this William Blake poem about excess being the road to enlightenment.
That's exactly it. He just thinks a good life unfolds. He doesn't understand it takes work.
And you do all the work.
I mean, I do all the work at home. Home is my sphere. But work, money, that's Dawn's sphere. And he has not held up his end. Also, he has a porn issue.
What kind of issue?
Pornography.
Oh.
What kind of porn does he watch?
I don't know.
When you say issue,
He watches porn like most people watch The Tonight Show. It's like his private time after the kids go to bed.
So you have no sex life?
Avery,
No, we don't.
can I ask perhaps too personal of a question?
Sure.
You have 2 children a decade apart.
We had another baby instead of getting a divorce.
Did that work?
It helped. Now Dawn has someone who's crazy about him, and Julian and I, we can have fun without feeling guilty.
Devin is like the opposite of Julian.
He chases garbage trucks, and his favorite book is about a backhoe.
Yeah, nice try naming him Devin, but
He really is Dawn's kid. In a perverse way, having no money is what keeps us together. If I was a trust fund baby, I'd take the kids and move to New York. I'd finish my degree and send the kids to Dawn on the weekends, but we're poor. Oh, phew. Huh, that felt good.
I thought about that, having another child. Kathy and I just had so much fun together, and my husband didn't join in. I wondered if a 4th person would have helped.
It wouldn't have.
No. He was a good provider and he loved us. He just wasn't a family sort of person. If we had lived in a world that sanctioned a man being a lifelong bachelor, then that's what my husband would have been. But he couldn't be. Society frowned on unmarried men.
What do you mean they frowned?
In my day, a man alone over 30 was suspect. It wasn't normal, and people talked.
They thought he was gay?
Sometimes, more often, they just thought he was defective.
What do you mean defective?
An odd bird, a lemon. Every man was expected to marry, you see, so if you didn't, that meant no woman would have you, so you were considered defective. And you couldn't succeed in your career the way a married man could.
That's discrimination.
When I was your age, you couldn't go out on a Saturday night if you didn't have a date, boys or girls. If you didn't have a date, you sat at home with your mother, period. I remember a party I wanted to go to. All my friends were going, and I couldn't go. I didn't have a date.
Well, what if you had just said, fuck that, I don't need a man, and went by yourself?
It just wasn't done.
I know, but what if you just did it? What would have happened?
I think it would have turned the men off. I think it still turns them off, if you want my opinion.
This is a favorite topic of my mother's. What if you went to a party alone and you ended up having sex with a man you met there?
Big, big turn off. No one buys the cow if he can get the milk for free.
Wait. Giving the man sex would turn him off.
These days, men aren't ashamed to be alone, and women aren't ashamed to give them sex. So what incentive is left for the men to marry?
Some men have emotional needs, Mom. You can't generalize all men based on Dad.
All the incentives are gone.
You know, it seems a little crazy, and I'm sorry if this is rude, but we're having this big talk about how you force men to get married, and it's like, Schlafly says this, and Rousseau says that, but from where I'm sitting, both of your marriages sound horrible.
You're right, that is rude. Say what you want to me, but Alice is a senior citizen.
Oh, I don't mind.
Like you said, I'm in a classroom. I'm pointing out, would this be more of a paradox or an irony?
More of an irony, I think.
You think your relationship offers a better model
Than what I've heard today? Yeah, I do. Well, I've learned a lot today, and not that I'm not enjoying the Yaya sisterhood we have happening, but I've got to get to work.
Class isn't over.
Not enough notice to get a sub. It won't happen again.
You're working for Professor Barron?
Nah, that didn't pan out. I'm waitressing.
Someplace decent?
Nope, not really. See you Wednesday.
And that is what happens when a straight-A pre-med student discovers beer and boys. Dawn says the late bloomers fall the hardest. So, next week, sadism. I am having so much fun, and I knew that I would. You're wonderful, Kathy. You really are.
You can have him if you want him.
You can't be serious.
Dawn! If you wanted to slip in, you could.
No. What? You can't be serious, Mom.
She didn't have a problem taking him from you.
Mom, it was my choice to go to London without him.
Doesn't make it right. Burglary is still burglary if I leave my house unlocked.
I'm a little shocked, really.
Why?
Because you just sat here bonding with her over disinterested husbands. Was that a lie?
I feel for her, but she's not my daughter.
I see. Do you really want me to be with him? I mean, porn, pot, no ambition?
He wouldn't have become that man if he had stayed with you. She's very sweet, but she's not his equal. You are.
Mom, you want to keep drinking?
Why not?
Why not? That's what I say, Mom. Why not?
I know you ain't
Gwen tells me she had a spasm of honesty over here today.
She did.
She does that. When's the last time someone cleaned this?
It gets used like once a year.
And it needs to get cleaned like once a year. Yeah, she does that. And I have to let her because she says if I try to muzzle her, she'll start drinking again. Which I'm not convinced would be the worst thing in the world. I don't think she ever had a problem, you know? You were there. You lived with her.
I did.
Did you ever think back then Gwen's an alcoholic?
No, I noticed that she could drink more than we could, but I just thought, good genes.
Exactly. Gwen's a New England wasp. Functional alcoholism is her cultural inheritance.
You think?
Yes, and the wasp way of life is tried and true. Everybody stays married.
The way of life being alcoholism?
The functional alcoholism. They work all day and hate their lives. Then they come home and drink martinis for 4 hours. Then they pass out. You see the wisdom in that setup?
It sounds like a couple never interacting sober.
That's right. It's perfect.
Just to play devil's advocate, wouldn't it be better to create a life that makes you happy so you don't have to drink so much?
Create a life that makes you happy. Sure, that sounds good. How do you do that?
Does it look like I know?
Hey, you're the one living the dream, right?
I am?
Yeah, you're on TV. You're the hot doomsday chick. How did we get on this?
Gwen's spasm of honesty.
Right. So, I told Gwen, I said, if you're gonna go over there and tell them I'm a pothead, a porn addict, a debtor, a failure, I have to be able to defend myself.
That's fair.
So, pornography.
Pornography.
What I would like to say on that subject is the stuff I watch, you could rent it at a video store in the 80s. I'm not watching any of the stuff you think is killing us as a culture.
Oh, that's good. Though I probably wouldn't judge you if you were.
Oh, yeah?
Well, do you pay for it?
Hell no. You know how much you can see for free?
Well, if you're seeing the free stuff, you're not even officially a consumer.
You want to tell Gwen that? I'm not officially a consumer.
I'm not getting in the middle of your marriage. So, it's the porn that bothers you the most. Of all the charges leveled against you today.
Yeah, but you know my career is shit and I drink too much. All I had left going for me was my sexual dynamism. She had to go and reveal that's gone too.
She didn't say it was gone. She said it was redirected into the internet.
Exactly. She added a dirty raincoat to my already shoddy presentation.
You don't fall in my estimation because you watch porn.
The stuff I watch is so tame.
I believe you. But even if it was violent humiliation porn, well, you read my book. I agree with Freud. I think sexual fantasies have both literal and latent content.
Literal and latent content. Oh, let me dust off the old grad school brain here. Aha! You're suggesting that sometimes horny sluts aren't horny sluts. They're symbols.
Oh, you're gonna mock me.
Of course I am.
All right, I'll give you an example. Women who have rape fantasies. Those women don't really want to be raped. The rape is not a rape.
No, that'd be your literal content.
Right. A rape fantasy is not about rape at all. It's the fantasy of sex without responsibility.
Interesting. You think that up?
No. Nancy Friday wrote about it in the 80s. When you look at the first generation post-woman's movement, you ask them their fantasies. All this stuff is in my first book. You didn't read it, did you? Wow.
I know. I'm an asshole.
Did you read my other book?
No, I didn't.
Wow. It really hurts my feelings that you didn't read my book. It's actually kind of devastating, actually.
Well, imagine how I feel. I'm humiliated.
Can I ask you why you didn't read them?
You know me. I'm not a theory guy.
You're not a theory guy? Are you kidding me?
I appreciate you trying to elevate my porn habit with your Freud and your Nancy Friday, but at the end of the day, I think it's just porn. Like, I think movies about teenagers getting tortured are just movies about teenagers getting tortured. When you go on TV and say they're geopolitical critiques of American interventionism abroad, I just don't see that. If I could think like you think, my life would be very different. But I'm simple folk.
By what I do, you mean using academic theory to elevate low art forms. I'm aware that what you think I do is bullshit.
I do think it's bullshit, but I've always thought that. That's what made us tick. Back when we ticked. I haven't done so well without that friction. Maybe. I don't know.
The look in your eyes when you're discrediting my ideas, that's the most alive you've looked since I've been here.
Oh yeah?
What happened?
What do you mean?
You don't teach anymore.
Dean pays better.
But your passion was teaching.
Yeah, but you know this business.
What does that mean?
Coming out of school, I didn't get the gigs you got.
You got the job at Hamden.
I was just adjuncting at Hamden. Made about 15 grand a year with a wife and kid.
You couldn't get a full-time position?
Oh, I got one eventually at a technical college. God, that was grim. Sweatshop workload, math geeks who didn't like to read. I got promoted to dean there, which put me on the dean track. Got me this gig, more money, better school, in your mother's backyard, which is weird, but a good deal. I mean, it's a fourth-rate liberal arts college, but the kids are nice. They know where they stand.
You were in a tough position coming out of school.
Yeah. I was a white guy who wanted to teach about other white guys. Your Melville, your Whitman.
You had a soft spot for Emily Dickinson.
Still do. The point is, 1,000 other guys wanted to teach American lit, but how many hot females were writing about porn and torture?
Yeah, I had a more unique presentation. That's absolutely true.
You played the game. I didn't.
I told you 15 years ago you should write your anti-theory manifesto.
And it's been done.
Not by you.
I guess.
I just think you should be teaching, Don. I mean, back in school, whenever the undergrads had to rate their TAs.
Beat your ass every time. Those kids loved me.
You have a gift.
It's not a tragedy. I've got a pretty cush deal here. I don't work much.
Then write your anti-theory book.
My drive's sort of gone. It's been gone. Sometimes I think I only had it when I was competing with you.
You have a family. It's easier to be driven when you don't have any attachments.
Maybe. You think you got where you are because you didn't get married?
Did I say that?
You said that's sometimes a message women get. You have all these opportunities now. Don't get bogged down with men.
I didn't consciously opt out of marriage. I don't think I did. Do you think I did?
I can recall at least one blowout between us about it.
About marriage.
About whether or not you were going to get bogged down with a guy. Me being the guy.
But when I left for London, we were good.
Right, but then I asked you to come home and you wouldn't.
But it was only for a year, Dawn.
A year's a long time for a 25-year-old guy.
Well, you could have come to London just as easily as I drop out and fly home.
Babe, I was rejected for that London fellowship. You know that. You could come home, re-enroll here. If I go to London with you, I'm serving fish and chips. There's no point.
You've done some thinking about this.
Oh, so have you. Your life goes to hell. I'm the guy you're calling drunk after however the fuck many years.
Oh, so now we can establish Gwen can't keep a secret. What else did I say that night I called?
You said you had some kind of a bar pickup go bad, and you needed to get out of New York.
This was right after my mom's heart attack. I was like on a vodka IV.
So what happened?
I picked up a guy in a bar and I woke up like the next day.
Better than not waking up.
I think I was unconscious. I think he choked me.
Oh, I don't think you told Gwen that part.
I can't believe I just told you that.
You call the police?
And say what?
I don't know, someone tried to choke me to death?
No, because I think I asked him to do it.
Oh.
I don't know that I did, but I think that I...
You got your literal and your latent all mixed up. It happens.
Why did I tell you that?
Well, at least your sexual depravity has a little cachet to it.
It does.
Yeah, picking up a guy in a bar, it's retro, it's cute.
How is it? Why is it retro?
Oh, you're supposed to do that stuff on Tinder now. You're out looking for Mr. Goodbar like it's 1975. I think it's adorable. Whereas my shit is... I'm jerking off to a computer while my family watches Toy Story. It's just appalling.
Still think I'm living the dream?
Yeah, it's all messy. The sex thing. If you don't shut it off when you hit 40, it's gonna get messy. Well, this didn't go as planned. I came over to minimize the damage.
Why? Do you care what I think of you at this point?
I'm a guy. I've got the caveman wiring.
What does that mean?
The girl is supposed to cook the big game after I catch it. She's not supposed to catch the big bison instead of me.
Oh, you think I caught the big bison?
You did! And Gwen knows I have my stupid caveman thing about seeing you again on unequal footing. She could have kept her mouth shut for once.
And here I was feeling on unequal footing. Because I don't have a family.
A family is easier to get than a career like yours.
I don't think that that is true.
Did you want one? A family?
I would say yes. But I think I wanted a family like you wanted a career. I wanted it. But I didn't want to do the stuff you gotta do to get it. Don't do it.
Well, I have to try.
Oh, no. You don't have to try. If I had come back from London when you asked me, would we be married now?
If I'm honest, no. You work harder and you're a couple IQ points smarter. I wouldn't have stuck around for that.
I think that's really sad.
It is. I was at my best when I was with you. Now look at me. I wouldn't blow it now, you know? Now, I'd suck it up. Go to therapy, do whatever I had to do to, you know, be your number two. I'm sorry I didn't have this groping towards wisdom back when we could have used it. I'm sorry.
Don't do that. It's too late. We can't just... Dawn, stop. It's too late.
Is that... You really want me to stop? Or is that a little monologue you need to perform? So this isn't your fault?
The second thing...
She's coming. She's going over her notes one last time.
She and Dawn were out again last night, late.
There's just so much catching up to do.
Still, 3 times this week?
Wait, they go out drinking without you? That's kind of fucked up.
Well, I can't go with them. I don't drink.
You don't have a babysitter. I know. Have you even tried to find another babysitter? Do you want something to happen?
I'm sorry. So sorry.
Rough morning, huh? You and Dawn had some more drinking to do?
We're still catching up, but I had time to prepare.
What are you discussing today? Should I stay?
We're discussing torture, horror, and sadistic pornography.
Then I'll see you in an hour to make the drinks.
Okay, let's get started. We'll start with horror, and we'll segue into pornography. Does that sound okay?
Delightful.
I'm going to give you my little Horror 101 lecture to contextualize the movies that we are going to be discussing.
I wasn't able to make it through the movies you asked us to watch.
That's all right. Torture horror is not for the faint of heart.
I have children.
I know.
Why didn't you just watch after they went to bed?
Well, I tried, but it still felt like bringing pollution into my home.
It's not a problem.
We were talking the other day about Betty Friedan and women being homemakers and how it's not for every woman. But for those who choose to do it, it's a job. Creating a home.
Again, it's all right if you didn't watch the movies. I provide plot summaries for just that reason. So, why study horror? Avery, you want to help me out here?
Yeah. Basically, every generation has anxieties that are unique to them. Like, I gathered from the reading that your generation was very freaked out about Russia dropping a bomb, and I mean, that means nothing to me.
Right. Horror movies can be read as the cultural nightmare of the generation that produced them. Can you give me some examples?
Yeah. After World War II, there was all this science fiction horror.
Right. Post-World War II, there was a great anxiety about the scientific advances, so we had Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Incredible Shrinking Man. The next trend, worth tracking, happens around the Vietnam War, and this is the rise of the disaster movie, a movie about average Joes trapped in catastrophes not of their own making. Films like Airport and The Towering Inferno, the Vietnam parallel should be obvious.
Should it?
I think so. There was a draft in effect. The people fighting the war didn't choose to be there, and it's a disaster.
Oh,
So,
okay.
in 1973, a very big year, Richard Nixon pulls the last of the troops out of Vietnam. The courts pass Roe v. Wade, legalizing abortion. Both houses have passed the Equal Rights Amendment. It still needed to be ratified, but it had been passed. Men are coming back from Vietnam to a society where women are empowered as never before. The next trend in horror arrived circa 1977, and it is the rise.
Slasher movie.
That's right, Avery. You want to summarize?
Yeah, the movie starts when the trend starts when the movie Halloween makes like $1 bajillion in 1978.
Yes. Halloween provided the template for all the other slasher movies that follow. Gwen, can you give us the template?
It's a woman alone doing things females traditionally did not do, like casual sex or traveling alone.
And working. Usually the women in the movies are working, like they're babysitters or camp counselors.
That's right. So the cultural anxiety that birthed the slasher movies should be pretty clear. Film critics at the time condemned these movies as an angry reaction to the women's movement.
It's weirdly like Phyllis Schlafly could have made all these movies.
Why do you say that?
Well, she totally threatened women that if they didn't stay at home being housewives, bad shit would happen. These movies just take it a step further, like, not only will men not protect you, they're also gonna fucking kill you.
Yes, there is a way in which these movies present a grotesque exaggeration of everything Schlafly feared for the liberated woman.
You said yourself you don't necessarily disagree with her.
With Schlafly? I disagree with her politically, but
you said the other day you see some validity in her fears for the single career woman.
I think I had a spasm of self-disclosure the other day.
We all did.
I don't think Schlafly was threatening women. I think it's a caution. If you reject the sphere of family and home, then your life is going to look different than your mother's life, and you might not like it.
That's a threat.
No, it's advice. If you thumb your nose at being a homemaker, then you better hope that what you gave it all up for was worth it.
Oh, I would like to talk about September 11th and the rise of torture horror.
Terrific. Avery, you want to tell us what you read?
Yeah. Oops. Sorry about that. Basically September 11th happened and we went to war, and the movies that we coughed up to deal with it, it's torture horror.
Right. So one might ask, why slasher movies after Vietnam and torture horror after Iraq?
I think what distinguishes the torture film from the slasher film are that the victims are doing something wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, I just read the plot summaries, and these movies are about Americans who go to foreign countries and misbehave. So the people of those countries punish them. Unlike the women in the slasher films, these victims, these interlopers, they're wrong.
I disagree with the term interloper. In Hostel, the victims are backpacking through Eastern Europe. In Turistas, it's like spring break in Brazil. The interlopers in these films are tourists. These countries invited them in.
Yes, but an invitation is not carte blanche to just do whatever you want. These people behave with such appalling disregard for their hosts.
Len, you didn't even watch any of the movies.
Yes, but I have an opinion.
The girl in Turistas took a picture without asking permission, and then the Brazilians harvested her organs.
She didn't ask permission! All I'm saying is that an invitation is not permission and choices have consequences. All Schlafly is saying is if you're gonna stay single and fabulous, then you better be prepared to live with the consequences. What if one day you wake up and you realize my books don't love me, my awards and degrees don't love me, the 500 men I've had sex with don't love me, but the only person who loves me is my mom, and at some point she has to die. Schlafly's point is not that harm is going to come to these women, is that you better have the guts to live with your choices. Own your own misspent life. Don't victimize women who chose differently. Don't be a thug breaking into someone's home to steal their TV. Oh my God!
I think we should stop there for today.
I'm sorry. I just can't. I have to go.
You're crying.
Yeah.
You don't have a misspent life.
Oh, I might.
Do you want to have a martini and talk about it?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay, but I just want to say, I think usually when TVs get stolen, it's because the owner left the door open.
No, Avery. No. An open door is not permission to steal someone's TV.
Okay. Maybe you shouldn't steal it. Maybe you should use it and borrow it to teach its owner a lesson.
Responsibility for my indiscretion. I went to a meeting after class and I shared what happened.
You atoned for your indiscretion with more indiscretion?
Dawn, the group is anonymous.
We live in a fucking college town, Gwen. I'll bet half the people there knew me.
They told me I was wrong.
What did you tell them?
I said I had divulged intimate details about my marriage and my husband retaliated by committing an infidelity.
Great! That's fucking great.
They told me I was wrong. NAA, they say we're only as sick as our secrets. So I thought that meant if venting is what you need to do to stay sober, then do it. They told me that was wrong.
I think I've been telling you that for over a decade.
I want this never to have happened. And I think we can go back. If we're all sorry, we can go back.
I'm not sorry.
Did you two not talk to each other before you came over here?
No, we didn't. But we haven't talked either. I mean, we were up all night.
You know what? Have your talk. I'm gonna get some air.
Dawn, this is not how this happens.
What happens?
Cheating!
Well, we've never done it before. We're new. What happens next?
Next, I think we apologize and we try to go back. I wish things were different, but they're not.
What does that mean?
It means we wish we would made different choices in the past, but we're here now. You have a family, and it's too late.
I agree. We can't have an affair. That's not right.
All right, we'll just apologize and we'll try to go back.
I'm gonna get a divorce.
What?
I can't do it anymore. These last few weeks with you, I feel like a human being again.
I need to disclose something.
More? You have more to disclose?
Are you pretending you don't remember the drunk phone call you made to us?
I know I told you about picking up men in bars.
We talked about switching.
What do you mean, switching?
You said you wanted my life. You said Dawn was the one who got away and you regretted not having a family. I said I had a fantasy about moving to New York with Julian. I'd finish school while he pursued acting. I said maybe we should switch places, and you said like in a Disney movie? We laughed it off, but the next day, I put you on Dawn's list. I brought you here. I made this happen.
So you want to switch lives with me?
I thought I did. You know, it's just the night that you called, Dawn was on the computer watching porn, and I just thought, you know what? Take him. I felt that way up until the time you slept together. When that happened, it just threw a switch in me that made me want to keep him. So the point is I'm owning that I opened the door. I opened it and I own it. But now I'm closing it. I changed my mind, okay?
Gwen, are you listening to yourself?
I'm taking responsibility.
You're talking about me like I'm a pair of shoes.
No, I'm not.
It's like you gave her some old shoes you didn't want, and then when she wore them, they started looking good to you again.
I had a lapse in judgment, but I've reconnected with my priorities.
Gwen, I'm a goddamn human being.
Oh, what does that mean?
Forget love, forget attraction. There is no aspect of my person that you even like at this point.
There are actions that you need to take. I deserve so much
Yeah, I
better.
know what you deserve, but I can't. I'm like a fucking dying plant, Gwen. I am withering in the black sunless hell of your disapproval.
Oh, you're withering? I could use some sunlight too, Dawn.
Great, we're in agreement. We're killing each other. Let's split.
Oh, I see. You're playing hooky from real life, and I'm just supposed to
You
go
wanted
on.
this to happen. Now it's happened, and it's like you're like the wimpy kid at the pool who climbs up the ladder and then can't jump off the high dive. You got here. Now jump. Go to New York.
I can't do that.
Why?
Why?
I have an apartment sitting empty there.
I have a 3-year-old.
We can take care of him.
That is not realistic.
It is. We can take care of Devin. I can make a call, get you into summer school in New York. I have friends in the theater. I can find something for Julian too.
Do it.
With what money?
Mine. Borrow it. Take it. I don't care. I want this.
But Devin.
Come back on the weekends. It's the 21st century. Be a weekend mom.
No, that's not realistic.
No, here's what's not realistic. 13 years of you whining about the life you would have had if you weren't saddled with me. I am unsaddling you. Go get happy.
Sorry I'm late. Did my mom let you in?
Yeah. Do we still have class?
Yeah, Gwen won't be back, but we'll keep going.
So it's like an independent study now?
Yeah, if that's all right with you.
It's great. Did you just have sex?
No, I just rushed from upstairs.
I think it's great.
Really?
Yeah, have a hot summer affair. I think that's awesome.
It's actually more than an affair.
Hey, Kathy, oh, hey, Avery. What's shaking?
I don't know, Dean Harper, you tell me.
Hey, I'm gonna go get another load of my stuff. Can I take those 2 closets in the guest room?
Yeah, do it.
I'm thinking we make that Devin's room. That sound right?
If he'll go for it. I just don't want to leave my mom.
No, I know. I'll go get him. We'll make it work.
Wait, he's moving in?
He is.
With Devin?
Gwen and Julian are going to go to New York for the rest of the summer and stay at my place. If they're happy there, we're going to make all of this permanent.
Are you kidding me?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Why don't you just fuck him for the summer and then give him back?
Because I love him, Avery. I mean, I think that this is why none of my relationships have worked in the last 15 years. Don's the one. My one. You don't look happy for me.
I am. I babysat for them.
Right?
I've seen your future should you choose to accept it. Meaning, Don is all about not expending energy. If you let him move his stuff in, you're gonna be stuck with him.
I want to be stuck with him.
Okay, I don't know how much experience you have with guys who like smoke a lot of pot and watch porn every day. Was he like that when you dated him?
He smoked a little and porn? I don't think so.
I would just say that the whole pot, low ambition thing can be really tied into the whole internet porn thing. Does that make sense?
Avery, I know he's not a go-getter.
He's not a go-getter. The only reason he even has a job is because Gwen is on his ass every minute not to slack.
Right, and I think she has beaten him down. I mean, Don was never ambitious, but he had passion once.
He doesn't anymore. Do you want Gwen's life? Do you want your life to be nagging about money and giving ultimatums about porn?
I don't need him to make a lot of money. And as far as porn goes, well, maybe that's no big deal breaker for me. You don't think porn is a big deal.
Well, I don't think it's like immoral, but I'm not going to be happy if my man chooses it over me.
So it's either or. Sex and porn. Men don't do both? Oh my God. I am twice your age. It humiliates me to be talking to you like this.
Like what?
Like I'm a child asking where babies come from.
It's okay. I think once you go down the porn road and give up the real thing, it's hard to go back. It's like, once you start getting directions from Google, it seems like a huge hassle to unfold a map. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And if it winds up that you make all the money and he never has sex with you, like, what do you get out of that?
Love.
You could get that from girls, though. I don't mean lesbians. I mean, if you need someone to be sweet to you when you've had a bad day, I kind of think that's what girlfriends are for.
Really?
Yeah, my mom says the only deal breakers in marriage are money and sex, which means the emotional stuff you can't outsource if he's pulling his weight with the money and the sex.
I don't think you can outsource love, Avery.
Why?
You're young. Your parents are healthy. There will come a day when that is not the case, and then I don't think a person should be alone to have to face the things you have to face between middle age and death. And I don't think friends are enough, Avery. I think that's what romantic love is for. You don't agree?
Honestly, here's what I think love is. You know how when you get drunk, you get nicer? Like, I'll get drunk and I'll decide some annoying girl is my new best friend. Smoke 100 cigarettes with her and we'll bond like we're at camp, and then when I sober up, she just seems really annoying again and I'm stuck having brunch with her. You know?
I do.
Drunk is your body under the influence of alcohol, and love is your body under the influence of hormones. Booze, sex, hormones, they all do the same thing, which is dupe you into thinking that average people are great.
What a grim philosophy.
I'm a bio major. Evolutionarily, it makes total sense. The love drunk lasts about 6 months. Just enough time to get knocked up and trapped.
Would it be terrible to have our drinks a little early today? I don't want to be drinking when Dawn's little boy gets here.
We haven't started class.
Well, we'll start now.
Okay, I'll make the drinks.
Okay, so today we were supposed to cover reality television and the death of privacy. That was all Gwen's assignment.
Fucking Gwen, man.
Oh, but reality television, that's your area, right?
I don't know if it is anymore.
Really? Why?
Lucas is in LA for the summer, interning for this producer, and he's big time hanging out with a girl. I don't know if they're hooking up or not.
I'm sure he's not hooking up. You're exclusive, right?
We better be hooking up with her. If he's not, I'm definitely screwed.
Wait, it's better if he's sleeping with her?
Well, if he's just hooking up, then it'll end, but if they're connecting with, like, minds and hearts, then I'm fucked. I've been thinking about the other day about what your mom was saying about how a man won't buy a cow he's already milking. But, like, why would that be? Why would they punish us for giving them what they want?
I have been trying to win this argument with my mother for the last 15 years.
And?
You mentioned evolution.
Right?
Let's think caveman. A caveman wants a woman who will bear his children and stay by his campfire. If the cave woman gives him sex too easily, he might worry she's not campfire material.
You can't like sex and campfires?
Well, maybe his fear is that once you give him sex and the love drunk passes, you'll be on to another campfire.
God, that is so heavy. You're saying we still mate like cave people.
I'm saying it's a possibility.
The girl Lucas is hanging out with is Mormon. Like, the real deal. She's a fucking consultant on a movie about Mormons. So they're definitely not hooking up. And he stopped calling me. I've lost him to a fucking Mormon!
Okay, I'm really leaving this time. But you gotta see this.
What is it?
It's a leaf.
Look at that.
You see that? It's half summer, half fall. It's half alive, half dead.
Heavy.
The leaf is a message.
What's the message?
The leaf says, get your kicks while you can, children. Summer's half over.
Tonight's a night that you belong to me. Tonight's a night there'll be no company. Oh, tonight's a night. Tonight's the night. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, it is. Now listen to me. Someone should call. Don't answer the phone. Somebody knocks on the door. Tell them we're not home. I just want it to be done. Nobody but me and you, honey, tonight. I don't want no friends around. There's a whole lot of sweet talk, yeah, I'm gonna be putting down. Cut on the stereo. Forget about the late, late show, 'cause tonight, honey, oh, tonight, listen to me. I'm gonna relax and roll.
I love this.
What?
Watching the sun come up, still a little drunk.
The sun is still a little drunk?
Oh, misplaced modifier, I know.
See, you spend a month with me, you relax all your standards. Moral, grammatical, nutritional.
My standards needed relaxing.
Should we have another?
There aren't anymore.
I bought 2 6-packs.
But we started drinking at dinner.
All right. What about the pizza?
It's out there. It's cold.
All right.
You want to have pizza for breakfast? Why not? I could go for that.
Yeah, we should probably switch to coffee. Your mom and Devin will be up soon.
I was thinking we could go back to bed for a while, huh? Mom is always saying how she'll watch Devin so we can sleep in.
Yeah, he's too much for her. I'll take him.
Well, you know, they did do a puzzle the other day for almost an hour, and he was very gentle with her.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta redeem myself, you know? Take a shower, eat a vegetable. If I let the debauchery go past sunrise, it messes with my self-respect.
Okay, but I actually asked Avery to come by and help Mom with Devin so we could get some sleep. Maybe back at your house?
Are we up early or do we not go to bed?
We did a film festival.
A film festival?
Yeah, you pick a filmmaker, start at like 8 o'clock, watch all their movies, or as many as you can, all the way through till morning.
Whew, that sounds like fun.
Oh, I don't know about fun. It was a Bergman festival.
Bergman? He has a man playing chess with death, right?
Very good. You're a Bergman fan?
Oh no, whenever Kathy goes to see a movie, she calls and tells me all about it, and then I don't have to go.
You don't like to go to the movies? God, if I was you, retired, I'd go every day. You should go.
Go by myself, you mean?
Oh, she won't do that. I've tried. We didn't get to the chess and death movie. What was that?
That's Devin throwing the alarm clock. It's our new little routine. Can I go get him dressed?
Go for it.
I'm just a little bit in love with him.
You know, you're right. When the sun comes up, we should clean up our act. Did you talk to Gwen about the conference?
Conference. The Italian thing?
Yeah, my Dario Argento lecture. I really want you to go with me. It's gonna be in Florence. It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if I can take a week off, though.
It's during summer break. I mean, winter break, remember?
I gotta run it by Gwen.
You know, these conferences are like weddings. They need to know months in advance.
I'll call Gwen. Do you have to say Dario Argento's a genius because you're in his homeland?
I will be saying that, yes. Call her now, huh? She's up early, right?
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's me. We were up all night, yeah. Are you Bergman? No, the women are just getting Devin dressed. Any other questions? I'm great. How are you? Uh-huh. Sure. Uh-huh. No, I heard you. You're the oldest kid in the class. Well, I don't know. I guess if it bothers you that much, you should quit. Refund or no refund. I mean, I don't think Catherine's really sweating the money. I don't know where she gets it. Speaking, lectures. People will pay to see a pretty girl talk dirty. That's true. So, the reason I'm calling is, okay, I mean, do what you want, but if you come back here, where does that leave Julian?
Gwen, you can't drag him home now. He's having the time of his life. You can come home without him. Because he's more mature than either of us, that's why. If you're unhappy, come home. Let him stay. The birthday. Yeah, I did think about it. I think we gotta let him go. Both of them. I'm sorry to say that, but... Nope. That's all I got. Talk to you soon. Where's Deb?
He's staged some kind of stuffed animal war.
He's happy. What's wrong with Gwen?
A variety of things.
Like?
She's the oldest chick in that class you got her into, so she's having a complex. Devin and Julian, though, I forgot to tell you this. Julian's been going to every performance of Wicked. Yeah, they have a lottery for front row seats. He went 20, 30 times, and then he won.
Wow.
And that's not the best part. He met this little goth cutie hanging out on the line. Kid's got himself a girlfriend.
Isn't Julian gay?
All signs were pointing in that direction.
The biggest one being showing up to 30 performances of Wicked.
Gwen's freaking out.
Because he's straight?
Because he's not hanging out with her.
Well, he's almost 14.
And Devin's turning 4 next week, and she had this big party planned. Now it looks like neither of our kids wants to be there.
Where does Devin want to be?
Oh, Devin's got this towny redneck pal, Anthony, who has his same birthday. Anthony's invited him to monster trucks that night.
Ooh, what are you gonna do?
It's up to Gwen. I told her, the party's for the kids, not us, if they don't want it. She knows I'm right, but she's weepy about it.
Did you ask her about Italy?
Nah, it sort of felt like kicking her when she's down.
Sure, it's just that they need to have an answer about the conference.
Kathy, I'm not going to beat one out of her when she's crying.
I'm going to start the coffee.
I gotta go home. To my house. I'll take Devin with.
What do you have to do at your house?
Just troubleshoot. I'm losing an instructor. Guy's mother died. He has to run home to Kansas. Might be Kentucky. I gotta find someone to step in, finish his course.
If you don't want to go to Italy, you can tell me.
I want to.
Really?
I do. I gotta run home.
Hey, can I show you something first?
Sure.
So, this is a review of a book that is getting a ridiculous amount of attention.
A fish story for warriors?
Yeah, this guy, he teaches at Penn, and he spent a year doing book clubs with men who just came back from Iraq and Afghanistan. He had them read Moby Dick.
Uh-huh.
So his shtick is sort of that he'd read and taught the novel for 20 years, but these men coming back from war made him look at it differently.
Seems kind of gimmicky.
Yes, that's my point. All this is a ripoff of that book, Reading Lolita in Tehran, which was, you know, finding new insights into Lolita by reading it with Muslim women.
So, you want me to read this book?
No, I want you to write it. This type of book, it doesn't take years to write, and it can put you on the map in academia.
You want me to start a book club and write a book about it?
It's just an example.
Yeah, I could do that. I could, read The Scarlet Letter with knocked up teenagers.
You're joking, but that is a book you could sell.
Yeah, and I'd get to hang out with teenage sluts.
Are you mad that I'm showing you this?
No, I don't think it's really my style, but I'll ruminate over it, I guess. Thanks.
I just thought that when we got back together, you said I made you feel like aspirational again.
I didn't realize I was on a schedule.
You're not.
It's summer, Kathy.
I just want to give you what you need.
Wait, is this do you want me to have a book in progress I can talk about in Italy?
No! You just said you wanted to redeem yourself, and I realized that I have been goofing off with you when really I should be encouraging you.
I'm sorry, neither of us have had much sleep.
I just want you to be happy.
We're good. Just next time I suggest a film festival, say no.
Avery's here. She's talking to Dawn.
Yeah, Dawn is gonna take Devin back to his house, so let's, tell Avery I'll still pay her.
I think Devin has more fun here.
Mom! He is Dawn's child.
Did you two have an argument?
I think so.
Okay, he just left here in his pajamas.
Did he take the baby?
The baby and a box of pizza. He is so lame. You know he's going over there to smoke a bowl, right?
Not in front of Devin.
He'll wait till nap time. Your mom filled me in on Gwen. You see what she's doing here, right?
I think she's having some adjustment pains.
Well, yeah, little Miss Can We Switch Places is finding out that you can live her life, but she can't live yours. So she's switching strategies. You see that, right?
No, honestly, I don't.
Please. She took copious notes when we discussed Schlafly and Rousseau.
And Phil.
She can't hack it in New York, so she wants back in here. And what's she doing? She's swooning and shaming him. She is unleashing her fucking siren song of loserness, and she is going to get him back if you don't take control.
We've become such a happy family here.
I still think he's a loser and that you can do better, but if it's what you really want, I can help.
It's what I really want.
Okay, trust me. I have a proven track record.
With Lucas, you mean?
Yes.
You're back together?
I'm not sure yet. He's still in LA, but I used what I learned in your class and we're talking again.
What did you do?
I made up a fake crisis about my car and called him for advice. That got him to return my call. Then I just made sure in every interaction to focus on what is not going well in my life.
Oh my God, what happened to you?
I'm becoming realistic. It's no good for us to live with integrity while people like Gwen and Lucas's Mormon are manipulating our men.
I was thinking that later today, I might become short of breath and almost fall. I would do this where Dawn could see me.
You're joking, right?
Let Dawn catch you. Tell him you feel safer with a man in the house.
This is beneath us, all of us.
Think of it as building his confidence. That's a loving act.
Oh, building his confidence, I do nothing else.
Well, that's great. What are you doing?
Well, just today, for example, I encouraged him to write a book.
No.
Kathy, no.
I'm confused. I'm losing him to Gwen, but all Gwen does is tell him where he's lacking.
That's different.
Completely different.
I don't understand.
Okay, listen to me. When I was little, I used to ice skate, and then I stopped. Now, when my family watches the Winter Olympics, I say if I just kept skating, I could be there. And my mom and dad say, that's right, Avery, if you hadn't quit, you'd be at the Olympics. Do you get it?
No.
I was never going to get to the Olympics. Just like Dawn is never going to write books. Just like Gwen is never going to finish school and have a career. We all have personal mythologies that we cherish, and the people we love go along with them, but they understand that they are never going to happen. Hence, they do not push us to make them happen.
Dawn looked me in the eye and said, I want to be what I might have been.
Was he stoned? That's a stoned thing to say.
Oh, surely we can make this work. Catherine makes enough money. She really doesn't need Dawn to change.
Yeah, you just have to convince him that he can be your man just the way he is.
I tried accepting him the way he is. He didn't like it.
Oh no. What did you do?
I don't want to. My mother's here.
Catherine, what did you do?
I tried watching porn with him.
Oh, you gotta call me before you do stuff like that.
You just told me that I should accept him the way he is.
Yeah, but that is not who Dawn is. Dawn is not some highly evolved super freak. He's just a stoner who likes porn. Again, you try to get him to be something that he's not, and when you do that to a man, you emasculate him.
I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah, the next thing we have to discuss is all of this. What you're doing right now, drinking all night, eating garbage, day sleeping in your own filth, no man wants that from a woman. A man wants his woman to be a civilizing influence.
You read more, Schlafly. You read more than I assigned.
I have. And I'm seeing results.
Please, listen to Avery.
Schlafly. It's time to listen to Schlafly.
I forgot to cancel the cake. It's just so big I didn't know who else to call.
Is that a backhoe?
The girl at the bakery didn't know what a backhoe looked like, so I took her Devin's book.
Vehicles?
Yeah, vehicles.
He was looking for that.
It was at the bakery.
It's a great cake.
Thanks.
It was really nice of you to invite Catherine and Alice. They're coming by later with Avery.
Well, Devin loves them, and I need to be more flexible. They all drink so much, and I don't have any alcohol.
I got a few beers in the basement.
Dawn, those beers are older than Devin. I put them in the trash, and you took them out.
I did.
It's disgusting.
I know. So how you doing?
Lousy. Mostly about Julian. How is it possible, Dawn? He sings show tunes.
World's changing, Gwendolyn.
What does that mean?
Women are running for president. Men are exfoliating. It's all jumbled. You can't read the signs.
I went to a meeting in New York, and they said that by focusing on the gay straight question, I was avoiding the thing that truly scares me. Julian getting an independent life.
Right. Couldn't you have figured that out on your own?
Dawn, the group is anonymous. No one knew you.
I'm just saying, do you need it?
Yes!
Okay.
You look like shit, you know. I mean, I'm not saying that from a vindictive place, but you really don't look good.
Yeah, my skin, you mean?
Well, your hair is dirty, and yeah, your skin is bad. You're drinking, eating crap, and staying up all night, right?
Pretty much.
She do all that stuff with you?
Yeah.
Wow. You found a woman willing to live like a teenage boy, and she even watches horror movies and porn. You must be in pig heaven over there.
You know what it's like? It's like the first year of college, getting out of my parents' house.
Thanks.
You know what I mean. It's a blast until it starts disgusting you. Then you gotta kick your own ass, and it's hard.
It's never been your strength.
She wants me to write a book.
Does she know what a Sisyphean task that mission's gonna be?
I think she's figuring it out.
Is she ready to send you home?
Nope, she wants to keep me. Sloth and poverty and all.
Well, I guess you got lucky.
I want to come home. Do I have a snowball's chance in hell you'll let me?
Of course I'll let you. What are my other options?
No, you have options. Don't think about the money. I can go to the Y, I can turn the utility shed into like a servant's quarters.
It's not about the money. I want you to come home.
Why?
I don't want to date. I don't even want to go back to school. I don't want to find myself on one of those yoga retreats. I want my old fucked up life back.
I want it too.
Oh, don't forget how we got here, though. I was over at her house crying in my Shirley Temple about how bad our marriage is.
Right. There's stuff I can change, and there's stuff I can't. The porn. I can ditch that. But I'd be lying if I stood here and told you I was gonna reinvent myself and make a bunch of money.
Oh, I see. She's gonna go back to New York eventually, and you don't have the guts to go with her. You don't want to find yourself at cocktail parties surrounded by people with better careers than you.
You're right. I don't. But that's not the reason I want back in here.
Have you ever seen Devin at the park with me? He's afraid of the big slide. So when the cool kids go there, he comes and cuddles with me. I only get cuddled because he's too chicken to go down the big slide.
So we're not big slide kind of people. I miss you. I miss my life.
I don't know, Don.
Dean Keller's pushing 70. When he retires, I'll go after his deanship. It'd be about 20 grand more than I make now. I might not get it.
Oh, are we dealing now?
If you want.
I mean, I can work on it, but you're probably not coming home to any big sexual revolution, you know?
I know.
They're on their way over here. You need to tell her not at your kid's birthday party.
It's my fault. I got excited and I just jumped, you know? I didn't think it all through.
I think it's my fault.
No, you're perfect. This is all on me.
I don't do relationships well. You know, I'm a pusher.
You are a pusher and you have a kick-ass life to show for it.
All right, it's all right for me to push myself, but it is not my place to push you or any man.
I don't know if that's true.
I will never push you to do anything ever again. You don't have to go to Italy. You don't have to write a book.
I appreciate that, but...
I won't push you, but I also won't tolerate. There will be rigor and routine. No more gluttony, no more sloth.
Kathy, I have to go home.
Please don't. I really want this to work.
It can't.
Tell me why.
It's not worth your time in the analysis. I'm not worth it. You should just curse me and move on.
I don't want to curse you. I want to understand why. I gave you everything you said you wanted.
You did.
So?
If I actually articulate this stuff, my low self-esteem will sink to subterranean levels.
Do it.
You look at me like you see lost potential.
I do.
I don't want to live under that gaze.
Okay, but I tried. No expectation. I said, it's summer. What the hell? Let's just drink and fuck around.
Yeah, you can't do that with me. I need to be held to a standard or I just sink.
You're making no sense. Was my expectation too high or too low?
Both. Gwen holds me to a grade C achievable standard. Your standards, when they weren't scary high, they were scary low, you know what I mean? Gwen and I we both want to go back. Go home. You look terrified.
I am. I'm losing my mother, and I thought I was gonna have you.
Why would you want me? I'm a charming devil, but am I really who you want on your arm at your next book party?
Yeah. You are.
You know what I think? I think you're gonna call me from Italy in a few months and thank me. You're gonna meet some hot shit 30-year-old semiotician with a book on the Bronte sisters and Norwegian black metal. Your eyes will meet across a piazza.
Stop! If you're gonna go home, go home. But don't tell me that this is what's best for me, because it isn't. You want to fall back on your flawed, tired marriage. Join the fucking club! wanted. A flawed, tired marriage to cushion my faults. I was ready and willing to accept mediocrity and ambivalence. You're just not letting me.
I'm sorry. Hit me. Please. Hit me.
Okay, this is my proposal. We go to New York.
You and me?
Yeah, I'll be your assistant and we'll do online dating together. We will go fearlessly in search of men worthy of us.
Don was worthy.
No, he wasn't.
He's a good man.
A good man? Look at what he did to her.
He made a mistake, but he had the courage to admit it and set things right before.
Wow, you're not making this any easier.
Kathy, you've been dumped in an email. You've had men disappear without a goodbye. Don did the best he could by you. He apologized.
He gets credit for saying he's sorry? Seriously?
You're so young. You'll get to an age where that consideration from a man seems quite remarkable.
You're right. Dumped for a Mormon and Lucas won't even... He's frozen me out. I didn't even get an email making it official.
No, Don's a good egg.
Are you trying to make me so mad that I won't miss you when you're gone?
Stop thinking about me being gone.
Mom, both of your sisters died within a year of their heart attack.
Well, I'm tougher. What if I promised you 2 years?
You can't. You can't always give me what I want.
Take Avery back to New York with you. You've got that extra room. You could live like, one of those sitcoms where girls have adventures. Be Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley were factory workers, Mom.
You know what I mean.
Maybe we could find a father and son to date.
Oh, that would make a wonderful sitcom.
Come on, that would be so fun.
Oh, do it. For me.
I came home to take care of you.
Your unhappiness will shorten my life. Go with Avery.
Don't you have a year left of school?
Yeah, but there's no way I can be on this campus with Lucas if he doesn't want me anymore.
You're not very good feminists, you two. Ready to crumble and die over boys.
You're invoking feminism?
Why don't we all have a drink?
Oh, I would love that.
Good. I'll make the drinks and you two start hatching your plans. To think about you two loose in New York City, ooh, it can be dangerous. And we'll light the hurricane too. We'll get all nice and cozy.
Are you still thinking about Dawn?
No. I was at an academic conference in Virginia a few years ago, and there was a hurricane threatening one of the Carolinas, 2 states over. But she, my mother, kept calling me. It was really, she was so worried. It was really an irrational fear, you know, and I was so annoyed with her. And I was just thinking that when she's gone, I could have a husband. I could have a child. And neither of them would make those calls, you know? No one is ever gonna love me that much. And I have lived my life alone because I've never been alone.
I could be there for you when your mom dies.
Thank you, Avery.
You don't have to let me live with you.
Oh, no, I think it's a good idea, actually. I don't want to be alone with myself after this.
God, me neither. I wrote my final paper for your class.
Oh, good.
Can I show it to you?
Let's do it tomorrow in class. I'm just not up to...
I think that you should hear it now.
Okay.
So, in class, we talked about slasher movies being an angry reaction to the women's movement. Like, the women started getting more independent, so the men freaked out and made movies about women being cut up.
Right.
Well, I read this woman, Carol Clover's book, and she doesn't agree with you.
Yes, Clover has a different take.
Yeah, she says that slasher movies invented what she calls the final girl. The last surviving girl at the end of the movie who fights for her life and wins. Clover says before slasher movies, a man always came in the end and saved her.
Yes, Clover actually thinks that slasher movies are pro-feminist because the woman is allowed to fight her own battle and win.
I really like that, you know? Like, when you look at it that way, it's like, okay, maybe the world has changed. That guy who comes in and saves the girl, he might not be coming, but the girl is still going to be okay.
Avery, do you want to go to Italy with me in January?
Hell yes!
Avery, you've seen where I keep the glasses, haven't you?
I sure have.
Now look at that. The hurricane makes everything nice and cozy. We'll have a nice drink by the hurricane and we'll all feel better. And we should toast.
Can we do more than one?
Yes, we should each make a toast. Who starts?
I think that we should toast Dawn and Gwen because they are going to need it. We are about to go seize life by the throats while they're just stuck here.
Oh, that's a wonderful toast. Biting yet generous.
To broken hearts mending after heart attacks and disappointments in love. May we all feel better.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Now you, Mama.
Oh goodness, I don't know. No, I do, I know. To Phyllis Schlafly.
What?
She said you girls would pay for your independence and your whoring. She said men wouldn't stay with you, and she was right. You're free. You're free.
All right.
I think it's wonderful.
I didn't wanna leave, I didn't wanna lie. Started to cry, but then remembered I didn't buy myself flowers.